What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and
What's good, y'all? It's your boy RB here with Philly Mike to talk some Sixers post game. We got a lot of heat coming your way, man. Let's get it.
So let's start this off by saying what's going up. Well, what's going on? Water King, Bruin for Life, Texas Eagle, Colin Kelsich, Scott Lawrence, Superhero. What's going on, everybody? Let's get into this loss. Again, it's on the road. We know we cannot win on the road. No matter what, we just can't win on the road. A game that we controlled the whole time. And it felt like there was no way we could lose this. Even with a slow start from Tobias Harris and some of the players, there was no reason for us to lose this. What do you take from this loss, RB?
First thing I take from this loss, man, the Sixers are so soft. They're so embarrassing. Like, I don't even know why I'm wearing this shirt right now. First, we come in this game and, everyone's talking about talent. We go put up 130 Clippers. We hold our ground with the Lakers. We come out, we get a nice road win with the Kings. It's like, yo, now we can go away 2-2 after this road trip. Like, I'm satisfied with that. Coming into this road trip, I'm like, there's no way the Sixers can win 2 games. And now to get embarrassed by the Golden State Warriors, like, this is not 3 years ago. This is not 4 years ago. This is 2020, okay? The best player on the Warriors is who? Eric Pascal, Damian Lee. I know they got Steve Kerr. Their best player might be Glenn Robinson, and he's no Sixer. And how do you collapse like that? Everyone's been trying to, kind of make excuses for Brett Brown. It's not his fault. We don't have our main guys. There is no excuse to lose to the Golden State Warriors. That isn't bad. Tobias plays soft. Al's stat line looks good. He played soft. You got Marquise Chris in here just doing whatever the hell he wants. I'm just so frustrated. It's kind of funny to me. Like, I'm kind of laughing over here because how do you that team? That is sad.
It really is. I mean, like I said, to control the whole game. And then for it to, let him drop 36 points in the fourth quarter and just take the lead. I mean, Eric Pascal, a 6'6" power forward, doing whatever he wants against us. The defense intensity was real soft in the fourth quarter. I mean, execution, like Furkan Korkmaz steps out on a must. You got to get a shot attempt up. You can't turn the ball over on that possession. You just can't turn the ball over.
That's actually a great. We can start with Furkan. He's one of the bunch. Like, how the heck is Furkan? How many minutes did he play? Like 25 to 30 minutes? And he had, 3 points? How is he staying in the game so damn long? I mean, everyone on the team is outscoring Furkan. And he's just out here doing nothing. He's getting burnt like a freaking piece of toast on defense. He's not getting an open look. He can't hit a shot. And, at the end of the game, when you need defense, maybe you got a guy like Thibault on the bench. We got Furkan out here getting burnt. Absolutely burnt. Disgrace.
Yeah, definitely. Matisse, Furkan played 24 minutes to Matisse's 17. Matisse had 5 points to Furkan's 3. And after you've seen the Warriors doing kind of whatever they want in that fourth quarter, you got to get Matisse in. You got to get defense on the court. I mean, 11 turnovers this game to just get outscored 36-24 in the fourth. I mean, just poor execution. Like I said, you have to attempt a shot at least. You can't go out of bounds on that play.
Dude, and that play literally reminded me of earlier in the season. I think it was the same play, if you remember, against Portland when we hit that game winner, when Furkan, I think we were like 4-0 at the time, and Furkan hit that game winner. It looked to me like the exact same play. It's just this time, Al didn't move his feet, didn't get in front of the guy. The screen didn't even get set. And Furkan, he has an issue with stepping out of bounds, but really in that moment, again, he did it like minutes before and he does it again. It's unbelievable.
I agree. And the crazy thing is, again, we know the Sixers lose on the road to poor teams. But like I said, this was a G League team they're throwing out there against us. I mean, if Burks and Robinson were on the Warriors team, they would have both been in the starting lineup. They came off our bench. So their 2 best players would have been starting for the Warriors. They came off our bench. And like I said, Eric Pascal. I mean, come on. This would have been, if we would have won this game, it would have been the first back-to-back road win since November. like Thanksgiving. Like that was the last time we won back-to-back road games around there. That is wild.
This team can't win on the road. We know that, and that's an issue. But really, to lose to the Warriors, like, talk about an opportunity that is so easily presented in front of you, and you can't get up for the Warriors. I don't get it. The Warriors, like, I wrote this down. It's their first home win since January 18th. They lost 10 straight.
Wow.
January 18th. But they just beat the Sixers, who are 12 games above 500. I don't care if they don't have Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. You can't lose this game.
Yeah, I mean, not having Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons is an excuse to lose to the Lakers, excuse to lose to the Clippers, but not to the Golden State Warriors. You know, not with this team. Like I said, wow. So Philly Boy 215 said, "Well, if we hire Kenny Atkins, that would happen." What do you think about that?
Is he saying? What is he saying, that we would that wouldn't happen, like we wouldn't have lost? Or
I think that's what he was saying.
Well,
like,
that's interesting. I mean, Kenny Atkinson gets fired today. A surprise to me. They're what, 7th in the East or whatever they are, and you know they part ways with their coach. They're not, you know, holding their ground. They're going to make a move when they see it's time to make a move. I think that'll be a good topic to get into a little later on. But obviously, like, it blows my mind. Like, how does Brett not stop that? You know what I mean? Like you said, 36 in the fourth quarter to the Warriors. You don't put something, like, you don't have a plan B. He's got a little, like, freaking note card. He doesn't have something on there he can draw up. I know he loves his big clipboard and everything, but, like, he doesn't have something he can draw up to stop Eric Pascal from draining mid-rangers, from stopping Damian Lee from hitting wherever he wants. It doesn't make sense to me. The Sixers have more talent. Even without their guys, they have more talent than the Warriors, okay? And it by a landslide. Heart, that's where it comes down to. Belief in the system. It's not there. I've been telling you guys this. It's not there.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much like you said, the Superhero 18, the offense slowed down as a result. Yes, the whole fourth quarter was bad. I mean, like you said, you see that Damian Lee and all these guys are balling in the fourth. In crucial times, you got to get Matisse in. He's our best defensive player right now. We got no Josh Richardson, a wing defender. We got no Ben Simmons, who leads the league in steals. But like I said, there's no excuse for this. And I was able to watch this game relaxed. Like I said, we weren't blowing them out, but the whole game felt, if we had a comfortable lead, and 6 points ain't a comfortable lead, but because you're going against the Warriors, 6 points feels like 20 points to me, you know, but let it be the Sixers to not execute down the stretch. Just shows more Brett Brown's, you know, incapacity to do things. And again, the coaches coach, players play, you know, poor execution, turnovers, that is not on Brett Brown. But like I said, you got timeouts for a reason. Once they're going on a run to catch back up, you know, call timeout, regroup, do something. Don't just inbounds the ball and keep playing.
I gotta be honest, man. Like, these type of games, like, all season I've had that feeling where it's like, you know, it's going back and forth. The other team's lingering. We're staying in. But in the end, I always had that feeling like, you know, the Sixers will pull off. It'll be okay in the fourth. Tobias will heat up, or, you know, when we had Ben and Joe, like, they'll heat up. We'll break away. And, like, I had that feeling tonight. But tonight, it just stunned me. Like, and especially against this team, like, you just can't see it, you know. It's disappointing.
It really is. So King of LA says, pretty much he said in his first one, let's look at the first one too. It says, in my opinion, Furkan is not that terrible. It's all because there's no Simmons and he can't create his own shot. When you play with Harris as our main guy, he doesn't pass to open shooters as Simmons would. And then he went to say, when Simmons is back, Korkmaz will score over 20 again, 100% sure. I do believe that Ben Simmons, you know, is going to create for everyone. Is going to get these guys who just stand in a corner and shoot the ball. You know, when Ben Simmons drives to the basket, people take notice. You're going to have more a Matisse in the corner, Mike Scott in the corner, Furkan in the corner. I agree. What do you think about that?
I do partly agree with that, and I do get what you're saying. Obviously, Tobias and Ben are different kind of players. Ben garners a lot more attention. Just what I saw with Tobias tonight overall, and no, I don't think Korkmaz deserves, the biggest blame on the team. I mean, shooters like Korkmaz who can't really do much else, you have to find ways to get them open. And obviously, I don't think we have a guy that does that too well. So I'm not going to put it all on Korkmaz. In terms of Tobias, I mean, like even games like tonight, obviously he hasn't shot well on the road this year. But, he's coming off. I mean, he played all right last game. And, tonight it wasn't going in. It wasn't sinking. He's not shooting well. What I don't get is how a guy like Shake Milton, honestly, like I'm looking in the fourth quarter, I'm looking at the box score, and we're like halfway into the fourth, and this guy shot the ball 7 times all game, and he's 5 for 7. Like, I don't know if it's Shake not being aggressive enough or Brett either just not leaving him in long enough because, he loves Raul Neto, or if it's Tobias holding on to the ball too long and he's not giving it. I don't know, but like, why is Shake not shooting the ball more? Like, and why is Tobias continuing to shoot? He's 4 for 16. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, what's it called? Shake, with him just coming into his own, I don't think he has that aggressive mindset yet to just be like, you know what, I want the ball in my hands. They're going to give it to the max player in Tobias Harris. You saw him calling for the ball late. I mean, we got it. Another thing, that 3 seconds, that 3 seconds call was crucial too. Like, Tobias can't be in there for more than 3 seconds. You got to do what you got to do. But, I mean, it just was really poor execution down the stretch. And nobody regrouped. Like I said, we were able to hold the Golden State Warriors pretty good second, third quarter. I mean, they only scored 20. You can't let them close out with a 36-point quarter with Eric Pascal leading the way, a 6'6" power forward. And I mean, Marquise Chris was just catching Lob City. It looked like the Clippers back in the day. Lobs, he was, just aggressive on the boards.
That's a great point, man. And like, I feel the Sixers were honestly outclassed in terms of energy tonight. The first play I saw of this game, the Sixers moved the ball around, passed it like 4 times, got a nice bucket. And ever since then, when the game went on, it's like the Warriors were just hungry. And when you let teams who don't have as much talent stay in the game, even though they are not like, they're not supposed to win the game, if you just keep them in too long, we see this with sports. When you keep those kind of teams in the game, they take advantage of it. And when they're playing hard, when Marquise Chris, as you mentioned, is down low, doing whatever he wants, Al Horford. I mean, I don't even see Al Horford jump up anymore on defense. I see him tonight. He played, all right on offense. I don't even see him jump on defense. The guys don't even communicate. Guys get stuck in the middle of screens. No adjustments at all. Guys have their way, and they just play harder than us. That's the simpleness of it. I mean,
yeah.
What do you think about Al Horford, though? Give me your thoughts, man.
I mean, he's definitely not worth the contract. He doesn't really have. I mean, you can see Al Horford plays better when Joel Embiid's not there. It's just they cannot coexist for the simple fact that you can't play this game, this style in 2020 with too many big guys. I mean, he is serviceable as a backup center, and that's what they really wanted him for, because our plus minus was so bad when Joel Embiid was off the court. They wanted to make it where when he was off the court, Horford came in. Then I don't know what happened where they wanted to start Horford, and it just doesn't work. But the Horford we were seeing in Boston, we are getting a lesser version of him. It's just as simple as that. His defensive. He's always been a defensive player, really good. I mean, he was able to slow Joel Embiid down in some of these series 2-3 years ago, but it just doesn't look like that on defense. I mean, he can still pick and pop once in a while, but the defense is not there anymore.
I know a lot. Like, this has been a huge debate, obviously, all season. I honestly don't know how to feel. I want to know how you feel in terms of whether this is partly an Al Horford in decline issue. Is it a Brett Brown systematic issue? I mean, I've gone long now trying to, kind of bring myself to believe that Al Horford can still play. But just what I'm seeing, I don't know if it's a lack of energy, just a lack of interest. I really don't know. But like I said, I see Al Horford not jump up for rebounds. I see him let guys go right up for free layups. And like some nights he just not interested. I don't know what it is. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I can see that too. I got to shout out DJ Eastwood because a couple weeks ago he put out a video where he was like, he said he's gonna go on another level, and he was saying that Al Horford is trolling us. He came to the Sixers on this big contract just to play bad on purpose because he still feels some type of way with the Celtics and the Sixers rivalry and whatnot. That video was pretty funny. But yeah, I just don't see the same thing. Real quick, let's see this. Thank you for the super chat, Asia Robinson. Appreciate it. What up, guys? Are you both ready for Phillies baseball? Take care of Didi. How you feel about that?
I'm ready for Phillies baseball. At this point, let's just cancel the rest of the Sixers season. I mean, honestly, let's tank. Let's go for the draft. I might not even watch a game anymore. Like, what am I supposed to expect? Ben Simmons isn't here. Joel Embiid isn't here. Brett Brown sucks. He's probably going to be the coach for the next year, too. I mean, knowing this team, this organization just does things backwards. I'm ready for a good manager in Joe Girardi. That's for sure.
Yeah. And I like the signing with Didi. You know, Didi's a solid player. But this league now today, you need pitching. And so I thought Aaron Nola took a step back last year. I'm not saying he did bad last year, but the year before that, I thought he was really going to be a solid ace. And he kind of showed he shows potential once in a while, but pitching is where it's at. And I think the Yankees are going to be pretty tough now with Garrett Cole on the mound, But yeah, we definitely going to do some Philly stuff. Like I said, it's not interesting when you know that when you look at the schedule and you see the Sixers on the road, it's like, do I really even want to watch this game? They're on the road. But at home, it's just I've never seen a team this night and day to have the best record in the NBA at home and to be completely different, probably a bottom 10 record, well, definitely a bottom 10 record on the road. It's wild. You go from a playoff competing team at home to a lottery team on the road. I don't understand it.
You're absolutely right. Like, I've never seen anything like this either. I don't know how it's explainable. How can you play so good at home against the Bucks, the Celtics, Miami the first time we played them, and you go on the road, you can't get up for a game against the Cavs, the Warriors, the Hawks, the Knicks, nail biter after nail biter. How does that happen? Like, how do you explain that? We have talent on this team coming into the season. I mean, all we hear is finals, expectations, top 3 seed in the East. But if we can't win a game on the road, we have no shot. And how it's shaping up right now, we're not going to get above the 4 seed or the 4 seed in the East. So we're going to have to win games on the road. And right now, I'm 0% confident in the Sixers winning a road game. I really am.
Yeah, me too. It's very scary. And like I said, it looks like it's going to be the Miami Heat because I don't see it. Like I said, the third, the fourth or third, I don't know. I really don't know. Miami Heat has their own problems too. They'd be losing some games to some easy team. They just took a loss to the Pelicans on the road. The Pelicans are a fun team to watch, though.
They've been exciting. They're actually top 5 in offense. They just move the ball. They're energetic. That's the thing. Like, even when you don't have enough talent, if you just play hard, good things happen. That's the time.
True. That is true. And see, what Superhero 18, when he was talking about coaching, we were talking about why we can't win on the road. And I agree. For it to be like, if it was just a small hiccup or something along them lines, it's, there might be a different reason. But to be that consistently bad on the road and good at home has to do with the leader of your basketball club. And that's supposed to be Brett Brown. And, a lot of people Greg Popovich swears by him. Just because you come from somebody's branch off someone's tree don't mean you're always going to be good,
And that's exactly like, that makes so much sense because it's like, what the hell did you learn in San Antonio? If you're spending so many years alongside a great in Greg Popovich, and I know DJ makes jokes about this saying like, what did Brett do? Polish his shoes, make his coffee? He obviously wasn't watching basketball. Just frankly, like, Brett Brown was a good hire, in my opinion, because during the process days, he wasn't well recognized, wasn't well known. He was a guy that would bear the hit of the losses we knew were coming. We were tanking on purpose. We knew that we were not going to win. Brett would be the guy to take that hit. But like, when have you seen a guy who goes through that last this long? And why is he here when he's shown now the last 2 seasons that he cannot take the talent and elevate it to that championship level? I don't care what anyone says. We underperformed last season. Look at the starting 5 we had. I don't care what anyone says. Underperformed.
Yeah, I agree 100%. 1 second. Joey Shake 72, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. You know, dollar, a penny, doesn't matter. Little something always goes good to the channel. Yeah, man, it's rough. Like I said, the whole time I'm watching this game, I'm sitting on the couch like, this, all right, it's not going to be an amazing victory we're going to talk about, but no way did I think we were going to lose in that fashion. And just to get back to this question, yeah, so annoyed Miami lost yesterday. Yeah, it was funny because I said to her on your page when I commented on her, my brother's a diehard Miami Heat fan, and so he really wants that matchup because he's trying to, you know, entertain a nice lump sum bet with me if we can, you know, play them in the first round, which I wouldn't be too confident to put my money on the Sixers. That's the scary part.
I'm not even looking forward to it anymore. And I think any team in the East now wants to play the Sixers. They know all they got to do is win their home games against the Sixers, and that's going to be a piece of cake. Steal one on the road, and you're on your way. I mean, games like this just take it out of you. And, like, I know people will make it out to be that we didn't have enough talent. You know, Ben's out, Joel's out, blah, 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 blah. But there's just some games you can't lose. And, like, even if the Sixers, say we had played our hearts out tonight, but we just couldn't hit a shot, I would even be less mad about that. But it's just the fact that, like, at certain times, I just see the team turn it off. They're not focused. They're not ready to go. It's just sad. It really is.
Yeah. Like you said, injuries, you know, our team, again, even you want to conclude Josh Richardson. He's a starter. He's one of our 4th best players, probably right around there, and we don't have him as well. But to lose against a team, we took 2 guys that would have been starting on their squad. If they had Alex Burke and Glenn Robinson, Damian Lee probably wouldn't have been in the starting lineup, and whoever that other dude was, the one who was making them free throws late, whatever his name is, I don't even know
his name, honestly. That's how bad this was. I don't know his name. I had to look some of these guys up. I'm like, who the heck is Damian Lee? I mean, I'm seeing Dragan Bender come in here and hit clutch 3-pointers. Dragan Bender. Talk about an absolute scrub in Dragan Bender. I'm seeing a dude, I don't even know who he is. I'm seeing Eric Pascal go off. Those guys had no business being in that game. The most fun they had tonight was probably when Glenn Robinson III hit that and one. I think it was in the 3rd quarter, and he's having fun with his old teammates. I mean, Glenn Robinson III may even have had more fun in Golden State this year than he did with Philly. Talking about he doesn't know his role. I mean, one game he gets 10 minutes, the next he gets 32. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Superhero 18 says someone called us the Cleveland Browns of basketball, and I think that's accurate.
I mean, at this point, like, yeah, might as well put us on a show like Hard Knocks. I mean, we're just pitiful. We got this whole season. Like, how do you even describe it? I don't know how. All I can think of is disappointing.
It really is, especially with the expectations. And I just when we let go of JJ Redick and Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler was like it was something that must have been done because he didn't want to play with the Sixers. It's a different story if he kind of wants to play. You hear him voice his opinion that he wants to stay, and Philly don't pull the trigger on him. But you could tell he wanted out. But dang, we heard this. We were all told that getting Al Horford, we're going to be a really dominant defensive team, be able to hold people, do this, that, and the third. And it's not true. It's not true. And we're really missing the wing defense from Ben Simmons. Like, a lot of people really give him craps for not shooting. And I agree. I want him to shoot the ball as well. But the things he does for this team, it goes overlooked. Like, just his defensive presence. I mean, fourth quarters when you need to get a stop along these lines. Once the Golden State Warriors got into, that's why I don't understand Matisse Thybulle didn't play down the stretch. I mean, when we took the 1 point lead and whatnot, you put Matisse in, play him, let him lock up on a guy like Damian Lee, who had a team high for them 24 points. Don't let him score. Just don't let him score.
Dude, I don't get it at all. Like, you made like 3 great points right there. To answer your first point about Jimmy Butler, when we lost Jimmy Butler, not only did we lose a great, solid player, but we lost the guy who was the heart of the team. We lost the guy who would show up to the gym at 5 a.m. and the guys would, when it was time for someone to get a bucket, that was Jimmy. Jimmy would get that bucket. Right now, who will get that bucket? I don't know. We don't have that dude anymore. We don't have anyone that holds people accountable. We don't have a leader. Like, we've always heard how Jimmy is a bad locker room guy because, the guys don't get along with him or he's too tough or whatever. But Jimmy is the type of person that this team needs. And you can see we're lacking it. All we talked about was Miami's going to be the 8th seed. He should have never left. He's got them boys inspired, playing great basketball in Miami. They're looking like they're going to be the 4th seed in the East. Yeah. I mean, I would have never expected the Heat to finish above the Sixers. Not in any chance. And then to your point about Ben Simmons, like, yeah, Ben Simmons needs to shoot. We acknowledge that. And to me, I don't get it. Brett Brown comes out here earlier in the season saying, go tell his agent to tell him to shoot. Our goal is to have him shoot a 3-pointer for every game the rest of the season. The 2 plays this season that they've drawn up a 3 for Ben Simmons, he's made it. Every time they show him in the pregame, drilling 3s from the corner, he's making 5 for 5. I'm watching him on the pregame. Yeah. I don't understand why he's not shooting.
Yeah.
No one pushes these guys to be better. No one does that. And Ben Simmons, you can easily see, like you said, every part of the game is lacking without Ben. Just the tempo, the defense. I mean, he's so unique in his own way, and he can guard 1 through 5, 7-foot point guard with handles. I feel like a lot of people don't even appreciate him as much as he needs to be appreciated. The guy's 23 years old, and the potential is unbelievable. A better coach will make Ben Simmons start shooting the ball in games, and he's going to be unreal.
Yeah, I agree.
What's up, my guy? How you doing? Mm-hmm. Welcome to the stream, my boy.
We wasn't gonna say, oh yeah, and I agree with everything you said there. A coach, Brett Brown is too, with the relationship he has with Ben Simmons, his father, and all that stuff. It goes to where he can coddle Ben Simmons a little bit too much. Like I said, I think Ben Simmons, what he does on the defensive side of the ball and just overall for this team is great. And again, his form is nice. It's not even like he has like a lot of people who don't want to shoot. There's a whole thing. You got that like that ugly Lonzo Ball shot, and it just don't go in. I mean, like, I think he thinks that he has to shoot and make it. At this point, I don't even care if the ball goes in. I just want to see the attempts, because the attempts will transition over to scores. I mean, again, some of these guys don't shoot because they never had to. I mean, he's been able to do whatever he wants in his whole basketball career by just going to the hole, because he's a 6'10" point guard, or you know what I mean? So
yep, for sure. And I feel like, yeah, like, it took a couple years, but like, for example, like even Ben Simmons within himself, how does he not look at that last season and realize that, maybe if he had a jump shot, this team goes to the finals and wins it? I mean, we were 1 bounce away from beating the eventual NBA champion. If Kawhi Leonard didn't hit that shot, I feel like we would have personally beat Milwaukee. We had one dude to stop. I mean, they had shooters, but obviously Giannis is the main piece there. And the finals, the Warriors were banged up. Sixers had a shot of winning the finals if they win that Game 7. And if Ben Simmons has a jump shot, you never know. I mean, we were kind of playing with 4 offensive men on the court.
Yeah. And that's what teams do in the playoffs. Like that year that the Boston Celtics beat us, they have the guy who's defending Ben Simmons all the way back at the free throw line. Like, and it's just an extra guy, an extra body on Joel Embiid straight up, and it makes it really hard for him to to work, and that's why Al Horford don't work as much. Either you have Al Horford on the block taken away from Joel Embiid, or you got Al Horford at the 3-point line, and the dude who's guarding Al Horford's not scared of Al Horford's three, so he's creeping down, double him teaming on Joel Embiid, so it just doesn't work. He needs space.
Yep. Elton Brand deserves some blame too. I mean, I don't know where like the difference was, like whether it was Elton thought Al would be the insurance policy, he would be the sixth man this season, or whether Brett had a different idea, or whether they never talked about it, because apparently people don't talk in this organization. But I don't get it. The whole first half of the season was trying to make Al Horford into a stretch four. Him and Embiid are playing way too many minutes together. And, obviously Embiid's out now, but like when I have a feeling when Joel comes back, Brett's going to play them together again. I really don't think the man understands basketball, and you can't play those two together. Like you said, it's just not going to happen. Al is not a good enough three-point shooter to be sitting out on the perimeter, jacking up 7 to 10 threes a game. He shot more threes already by a lot than he did with Boston all of last season. I agree. I just don't think he fell off that much as what we're seeing. I just can't. It's hard for me to believe, man. It's hard for me to believe.
I do gotta say this real quick. What was I about to do? If we would have won this game, that outlook on Al Horford, at least in this game, would have been different, because the dude's stat line, like I said, there was things in the game, like you said, I didn't see the defense intensity sometimes. I think Marquise Chris was kind of bullying him at times, but if you just look at the stat line and you didn't watch the game, you would see 9 of 16, 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists, almost a triple-double, but in the losing effort, that all goes away,
Dude, it's a shame, and like that's why I feel like the plus minus is such a crucial column. Like I love looking at the plus minus, and you can go look at that just like you said, and it's like, wow, Al had maybe his best game as a Sixer. But the difference was last game, what did he have? 17, 18 points, and he was a plus 41. Tonight he's a plus 1. It's like it's hard to believe, man. Like Al had his times in this game where he actually got down in the post and put up a nice little bucket, but overall it's like, I don't get it. He looks slow. He goes to like bend over for a pass, or he even throws a lazy pass. And I'm like, this is just not the Al Horford that we've seen. The Al Horford that had Joel Embiid on clamps. I don't know if Brad Stevens is just that good of a coach, or if Brett Brown is just that terrible of a coach. But you can't tell me that Al Horford dropped off as bad as we've seen. I don't know what the heck to think.
I agree. Larry Bird Celtics said, I see what y'all are saying, but I think come playoffs, we will be fine against anyone, including Miami. Miami does better at home than the road. How do you feel about that?
I mean, this guy has Celtics in his name. I mean, you can't even trust him. I don't believe that at all. Playoff time, we're going to see the same thing. Actually, it's going to be worse. You know why? Because Ben Simmons, all they're going to do anytime Ben Simmons, if he's back, if he crosses the 3-point line, they're going to make a wall. Because who's he going to kick it out to that you can really trust on a night in, night out basis that is going to knock down threes? Furkan Korkmaz, I mean, what did he have tonight? 3 points? Some nights he has 24 points. Some nights he has 7 points. Tonight, 3 points. Who's he going to – if he throws it down to Joel, double team. If he throws it out to Al Horford, who's apparently going to sit out at the 3-point line, I don't trust him. Tobias, some nights he's hitting everything. Some nights, like tonight, can't hit a lick. I don't think the Sixers will be all right on the road in the playoffs. I don't. How about you?
Yeah, on the road, it's going to be real rough. Like I said, I can see it coming down. Like even the first series, I'm not saying we will be first round exits, because I do think we'll be able to get past the first round possibly. If we do, it's going to come down to we win our home game, we win our 2 home games, lose our 2 away games, and it's going to come down to just stealing just 1, but it's going to be hard. And the fact that if we start the first 2 games on the road and we'll drop the first 2, that's kind of demoralizing as well.
Yep. Well, at this point, if who do you really think if we were to line up how we are now, I mean, we're probably going to either play Toronto, Boston, Miami. Like, which one out of those do you think presents the best matchup for the Sixers, or who do you think we can beat out of them? Because I'm having a hard time seeing any of it, honestly. In a 7-game series,
I think we can beat Boston. And like the last time we played Boston, we got blown out. That was not a really bad sweat stretch. We did get blown out by Boston, but on the season, I think we're 3-1. So we're 3-1 against them. So we proved we could beat them. And I just love the matchup where it comes, well, Cantor versus Embiid. Like Cantor cannot guard Joel Embiid whatsoever. Joel Embiid should be able to eat against the Celtics, but the Raptors present a challenge because of their defense. Their defense with Gasol, Ibaka, Pascal being long, it prevents a problem. Real quick, Larry Bird says, I'm a Sixers fan, but the Larry Bird was my favorite player.
So why you got Celtics in your name, man? Why?
Yeah, it could just be
Larry Bird.
Could have been Larry Bird, yeah. And then he said another comment real quick. He said, I can be trusted after you said it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. A little suspicious.
Vance Maxwell, are you talking free agency for the NFL? Because the start on March 17th or 18th. Yeah, we're going to be doing some stuff. RB is going to be doing Eagle stuff too. So listen, real quick, we got 30-some people in here. If you guys are not subscribed to the Philly Take with RB, when this video is over, go over. I never tell someone to just subscribe blindly. Watch a video, check it out. The dude speaks facts about the Sixers. He's going to be doing some Eagle stuff too. He's an all Philly channel, just the same way I am. He'll be doing some Phillies baseball things too. So definitely go out, check his videos out, and subscribe if you like, and vice versa. If you are not subscribed to my channel, new in here, watch a video. Let me know what you think. If you like it, hit that button. If not, you can hit the X.
Hey, definitely sub up to my boy Mike. He always spits the heat, especially with the Eagles, man. I mean, I'm already looking forward to the next football season just to hear your content, just to, some positivity. I can't take this anymore. Like the Warriors, come on, man. I did not want to be spending my Saturday night like this.
Word, yeah. I mean, like I said, it was I did not think I was going to be having to talk about a loss. Like, I mean, again, we weren't blowing them out. Our largest lead, I think, was 7. But it just felt like this is a game that we controlled the whole way, even playing a little poor at times. Like there was a times where Tobias couldn't buy a bucket, but I just felt confident about this game. And then, I went to the kitchen real quick, grab a bottle of water. I come back out and it's like, what happened for a second? You know what I mean?
It makes absolutely no sense. This whole season, absolutely no sense. Like points at the times in this season, we're beating the Clippers, we're beating the Bucks, and then we lose to these bum teams. I don't get it. Anyone in the chat right now, if you're still a Brett Brown supporter, let us know why. Because some people have been defending him. I understand we didn't have enough talent. Okay, but we put up 130 with these same players against the Los Angeles Clippers. And we just lost to the Golden State Warriors. How do you defend that? Someone.
Yeah. Philly Dreams, we can be any top tier team in the East, but we suck at the same time. I don't get it. I agree 100% with you. Any home game that we play, especially if we're healthy, we can beat any team. We can beat the Bucks, we can beat the Lakers, we can beat the Clippers, and it's all been proven. We beat the Bucks, we beat the Lakers, we beat the Clippers. And on the same end, we lost to the Hawks. We lost to the Golden State Warriors. We lost to the New York Knicks. You know what I mean? So it's 100%. I don't know.
And I don't even think it's like a talent issue. I just think it's whether it's a game plan or whether it's just getting up for it. I really want to see what these guys do at practice sometimes. I really do. Because in the game, at points, I see guys on their own island, guys sitting in the corner, don't even look engaged. Other guys are on the bench doing whatever they want. On defense, sometimes they look like this is an elite defense, what we've wanted to see. And other times, there's just no intensity. It's like you don't know what you're expecting on a nightly basis. And that's just not acceptable, at least to me.
That's what's up. Yeah, so Texas Eagle said I'm going to check out RB. That's what's up. Cowboys X Factor. I just subscribed to Philly Take with RB. Real quick, RB Cowboys X Factor. He's the most realest and coolest Cowboys fan I ever. Like I said, he keeps it real. He'll talk props on the Eagles. He'll talk props on his team. He doesn't come out here with no hater stuff. If he wins, he asks for his props, but he's not like the average Cowboys fan. I'll give him that 100%. And he does show love to a lot of Eagle content creators. All the people that I know. He's down with the cause. So he just loves talking football. So glad that he can sub you up. It's a good dude.
Well, you know what, Cowboy X Factor? Shout out to you, man. Respect, honestly, from my heart to yours, man. Respect, because we'll get into it during the Eagles season, but some of the Cowboy fans that I see, they're Lakers fans, they're Yankees fans. They come from Texas, they come from California. Some of them are in Philadelphia.
That is true.
Some of them are not real Cowboys fans, and you can easily see which ones can be, separated from that pile easily. I'm sure you know a lot about that.
So Morty K said Toby is really bad. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Me personally, I feel like Tobias gets more blame than he deserves this season. But then again, he still deserves blame. I don't think he's really bad. It's just sometimes, like, when we paid Tobias, we didn't, like, or at least to me, I didn't think he was going to play like a max player, but you had to pay the premium to keep Tobias. But sometimes, like, it's just, to me, when he's not aggressive enough, when he has a mismatch and he's kicking it out, or, when he's not, is he not smart enough when he's 4 for 16 to stop shooting the ball? Like, if it's not going in, at least try to find someone else to get open. I know people have said, like, he doesn't pass it enough. I kind of agree with that. Like, I'll see guys sitting open in the corner and he's dribbling through the legs, then he passes it off. Too late in the shot clock. That's another thing. We don't get shots off in time. But I don't think Tobias is really bad. I just think it shows when our other stars are out. He can't, like, more attention is focused on Tobias, and he can't elevate to that play. What do you think?
I agree. Like I said, because I mean, when he was with the Detroit Pistons and the Clippers, he's never really, his best role is to be a number 2 or 3. He can't be that guy because the inconsistencies. I don't think he does bad. I just think sometimes he gets out of his element and does, something that he's not comfortable with. The fact tonight, again, he was just a little bit off. He has been good in this stretch without Joel Embiid, without Ben Simmons. I mean, I think he was averaging like 20-something points. I forgot the exact number. But, like I said, we knew the NBA's got a lot of overpaid guys. It's just what it is. It's just the nature of the beast. So is he a max guy? No. But, I mean, at this point, we probably could have filled this roster out a little bit better if we spent that money on some more solid role players with the right amount of money. But like I said, if we can, I really do think if and when this team gets healthy, if you can keep Shake Milton at the point guard position and play Ben Simmons at the 4. Now, when I say that, people think, well, I want him to be a point guard. Just because Shake Milton is at the point guard position doesn't mean that Ben Simmons can't run the ball. I mean, he's great at running in transition. He's perfect. But at the half-court set, he tends to struggle. I mean, what do they do anyways? Ben Simmons walks the ball up the court, and he hands it off to Josh Richardson. You know what I mean? So you keep Shake Milton and you play Ben Simmons at the 4. I think this team would be really good. And you keep Glenn Robinson, Korkma, and Al Horford and Burks all coming off the bench. I think this team can do something healthy with that rotation. You got them guys coming off the bench, and you got Shake Milton in the starting lineup with Josh Richardson, Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, and JoJo.
Yep, I absolutely agree with that. I think, especially now in an age of positionless basketball, we're not going to really look at Ben Simmons and say, oh, he's a power forward. Like, why are we playing him at the 4? It's more so just going to be, another ball handler on the court. With the way Shake's playing, I mean, we kind of need his shooting. I wish he would be shooting more right now. I don't know why he's not. But we're going to definitely need a guy like Shake on the court. I know people have said he's what we wish Markelle Fultz would be. And, right now, Shake is definitely impressing me. I didn't really expect him to keep it up for this prolonged stretch, but he's doing it. And the more he plays like this, like you said, the more you got to keep him in. And we definitely need to consider him to the starting lineup. I don't know what we're going to do with the bench. That's actually a great topic. I don't understand why Glenn Robinson III and Alec Burks, why we even went out and got them. I don't understand. Obviously they're not starters in this lineup, but when you go from playing 32 minutes to playing 12 minutes a game, I know people were on them right away, but it's hard to find your groove, I mean, the last game I think it was, or the game before, Glenn Robinson played 32 minutes and he had 25 points. He found, I think Glenn Robinson III is kind of finding himself a little bit. And even tonight, Alec Burks hit some shots, but I feel like you got to give them the minutes to stay in their groove. It's apparently their role wasn't explained. I don't know the truth of that, but they need to at least be steady here. You know what I mean? If they're going to be pieces in the rotation going into the playoffs, especially in games like this, you got to give them extended minutes. You got to give them a chance to find themselves, What do you think about that?
I agree 100%. I mean, a player can't get in a groove when you're playing them 29, 30 minutes one game and then 17 minutes the next game. They can't find it's just straight facts. Brent Brown's not clear on what he wants to do. And that's what it is. You're going to change your rotation up a little bit depending on teams, but not as much as he does it. You know what I mean? And a lot of the chat feels the same way. If they don't fire Brent Brown, they're doomed. American Tar Macker.
I mean, the longer we keep this guy in, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. I mean, what is there left to prove? We gave this guy Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris. We've given him now, I guess, a formidable bench maybe. Korkmaz has stepped up this year, at least in stretches. Thibault's an elite defender, even though he won't play him. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have some guys that can at least, hold their own on the bench. And what is there left to see? What is Elton waiting for? I feel like Brett should have been gone at the All-Star break or even before. I mean, like I said, the Nets got rid of Kenny Atkinson. Who knows what happened there? But, it just doesn't make sense to me how this organization is run. When you see a guy he's not the dude. We know that. He's not the dude. Why? We're going to waste another playoffs? Hopefully he doesn't return next season, but just some of the decisions this guy makes night in, night out, no adjustments and no accountability. And he can't motivate anyone. So,
yeah, a lot of people are saying he's a Jason Garrett of the NBA. and your guy, I guess, agreed. He said, AR, we will either make it or break it. We will either make it or break it. Still not sure what Sixers stand on the spectrum. They just a mixed bag right now. But one thing's for sure, have to get rid of Brett Brown.
Yep. I mean, that's the first move if we're going to. That's funny, but
yeah,
hey, I mean, I wish I was on the Bucks or a Bucks fan right now. But anyway, what I was saying is, the first step, we have to get rid of Brett Brown. Whether who's gonna say it or who's not, you have to get rid of Brett Brown. And I'm not out here to try to be a Brett hater. I'm just speaking it how I see it. We have talent that is severely underperforming. At this point in the season, would you expect the Sixers to be 38-26? We are almost closing in on 10 games above 500. We are 10-24 on the road. We have lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers. We have lost to the Golden State Warriors. We can't even beat the Knicks by a good margin. How is this man still being defended by some people? I don't get it. He has to get out of here. We have to get someone who will make Ben Simmons shoot the ball, who will prevent Joel Embiid from having games where, he's just not involved or he's sitting at the high post. We can't have Al Horford shooting 12 threes a game. We can't have these guys just look so focused at one moment in time, and then they're just out of it. It can't happen. We need a basketball mind in here who's ready to implement his system and be consistent with it. Why is Raul Neto getting how many minutes did he get tonight? Like 20 something? 20 minutes? 19 minutes. And Raul Neto went 3 for 3 tonight, 11 points. But to me, is Raul Neto a guy that we're going to play significant minutes down the stretch when the playoffs start? Why is it that he's getting more minutes than Alec Burks? I see Alec Burks as a potential playoff, bench player. Not Raul Neto. No offense to the guy. He's too small. He's too small. He's not going to fare well in the playoffs. He doesn't have a knockdown shot. Why is it that he has a love affair with Raul Neto? I don't get it.
Yeah. I didn't like when we had Trey Burks on the team and he didn't get no run. I didn't understand it. Trey Burks was the kind of guy who can come in and get instant offense, create his own shot, and
it's Trey Burks' father getting mad on social media for him to get some minutes. How does that make sense? Trey Burke is, a combo guard. He's not the best guard. He doesn't have the most size, but Trey Burke is a lifty type of dude, See him 15 minutes one game and then he's out for games. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's real rough. Like I said, Brett Brown. Real quick, everybody in the chat, put in the comment section. Do you guys think the Sixers are a first round exit? Yes or no? When it comes to the Sixers being a first round exit, do you believe it? Yes or no? Give me. Things can change throughout the year, but right now, how we sit, depending on the whole health. Let's say, for the fun of it, that they do get healthy. We do get Ben Simmons back healthy. Joel Embiid. Are the Sixers a first-round exit, or do they get past the first round at least? Let me know in the comment section.
But by the way it looks right now, my ideal playoff situation was to line up at the 5th seed, play Miami, and then hopefully just try to do something on the road. I don't know if I'm confident about that now. I don't know if I'm confident about playing Boston in the first round. Maybe we could take the series from Boston, but then guess what? We run into Toronto. And Toronto, without Kawhi Leonard, I didn't think they would be, this solid. Not even close. But the way, they believe in that system that Nick Nurse runs, you can see the difference. They don't really have a star there. Pascal Siakam is coming into his own, I guess. But Kyle Lowry, I don't trust Kyle Lowry as my dude to get me a bucket down the stretch. But they play defense. They play hard every single night. And that's why they're winning games. They believe in Nick Nurse.
Yeah. And I like how he coaches. He came out of nowhere, but I like their GM too, Masai. He's good.
Yep.
All right, let's get to somebody. Let's see how the chat feels. So King of LA says no, we will not be a first round exit. Superhero says 60-40. Larry Bird Celtic says no. So we got some Sixers love right now. American Tarmacker said yes, definitely second. So I think he's saying we'll get to the second. The Miami Heat fan is on the Sixers side and says no, that we will not. I think the no's are that we're not going to get a bounce. So I think
right. That means we're going to make it to the second round.
Yeah, first round for sure. We got a yes right here. So someone in there. Let's see. Yes. Philly Dreams, no. Your boy AR, no.
Interesting.
There we go. God. Oh, God. Nope. So at least the chat is still holding out hope. Like I said, it's good. Hey, Philly fans normally get really upset, especially off a loss like this. So I'm glad everybody still got faith. Like I said, if we're fully healthy, this team can do stuff at home. We beat the top 3 teams, the Clippers, the Lakers, the Bucks. But then again, we also lost on the road to the Hawks, the Knicks, the Cavs, the Golden State G League Warriors. Look at David Lopez. Hold a gun to my head. Yes.
I was laughing, man. He's funny.
Yeah.
For the people that are in here saying that we're not going to be a first round exit, please let me know which team we are going to beat. Let me know. And the only one I can almost see right now is maybe Miami because they're young and inexperienced. But then again, they got Jimmy Butler. They have a proven championship coach in Eric Spoelstra. Then you look at the Boston Celtics. As Mike mentioned, they have no big presence that can even come close to Joel Embiid. But guess what? Brad Stevens, and I said this before, I feel like he has a whole maybe notebook or play sheet or whatever written on Al Horford. Al Horford will not score a point against the Boston Celtics. And Ben Simmons, they will build a wall inside that paint. Ben Simmons will not enter that paint against Brad Stevens. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Jason Tatum is a monster, though. I really like that guy's game.
To think what could have been, right? To think what could have been.
My God, that
Markelle Fultz is out here. He's in Orlando. He looks a lot healthier. I don't understand that. Never will. Never know what happens. But he's out there in Orlando balling, and we're left with Shake Milton and Raul Neto and Furkan Korkmaz, and Jason Tatum is out here balling. Like you said, coming into his own element, Jason Tatum is going to be scary for the NBA. Beware.
What do you think about this topic, Joel Soft?
I think I would have to know more of the context he's saying that in. I don't think Joel is typically soft. I think Joel he puts on a different type of show. Whether he's getting in guys' heads or, whether he's down low or whether he gets in a little scuffle and he never wants to fight. I think Joel does it just to get the crowd into it. I don't think Joe's soft. I think he can go toe-to-toe with anyone in this league one-on-one. I think Brett Brown is soft. I think Brett Brown doesn't put enough pressure on his players. I think these guys sit at practice and just sit still. They don't play. They just play scrimmage ball at practice. I mean, how do you have Ben Simmons not shooting right now? How do you allow Joel Embiid to just get double teamed? And I mean, obviously he's going to bring pressure, but no, there's never an outlet play. Never. I mean, I don't even feel like we call plays on this team. I see guys do whatever they want. I don't think Joe's soft. What do you think?
Nah, I don't think so either. And I think he meant it more of he gets hurt a lot too. I love Joe. Like it says, I love this dude right there. Like the show he puts on, he is one of the most entertaining dudes to watch. His post games are great. Everything about him is great. I just wish, last year he was what? He was averaging almost 28. This year he has not been as aggressive. And again, it's because this guy's shooting more threes and more jump shots because of the fact the paint is so tied up. And he's like, okay, look, at the end of the day, Ben Simmons is not going to shoot. Well, then I have to go out there and shoot. Somebody got to get out of the paint and create space. Now, when it's just Ben Simmons and Embiid, it's better than when Al Horford's on the floor with them. Now you got three guys who are 6'10" and do their most damage in the paint. Can't have that. You can't have that. But Joel's secretly, not secretly, but on the low, been telling Ben, you got to shoot the ball, man. Shoot the ball.
You're right. I mean, we essentially have three big men on the court at one time with Ben and Al and Joe. And you're right. I think Al being on the court so damn much with Joel, I think that really contributes to Joel's, getting packed and getting tight and always just getting pressured where he can't find an outlet pass. Before the Sixers had JJ Redick. When Joel Embiid would get pressured, kick it out to JJ, someone sets a screen, bang, three. Who do we have that can do that now? Kick it out to Ben Simmons, and he's not going to shoot the ball. Kicks it out to Al Horford, clank. I mean, you can't really trust it, It's just.
Yeah, you're right. And then Philly Dream said, imagine if Curry played tonight. My goodness.
I wish Curry played tonight. It would have actually brought me some enjoyment, Yeah. I actually got to see something special.
Yeah, instead of Eric Pascal dropped 23 on our heads. That's crazy. Francisco Estrada Velez, did they keep playing? Are they playing? Then I go nowhere, man. I hear you. Like I said, if everything continues, it's not going to be a pretty sight at the end of this. Real quick, he said Sixers trash, no cap. Oh man.
Tonight we were. We really weren't, but it's like at the end of this, when you cap off the night, how do you think about it? How? I can't be impressed with anything because we lost this game. I can't be happy at all.
Yeah. Because when you look at just the box scores, you see that a lot of people played good. I mean, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, like we had 6 people in double figures. You had 22 from Horford, 24 for Harris, 14 from Shake, 15 for Glenn Robinson. Neto had 11 and Burks had 11, but it wasn't a losing effort to the Golden State G League team. Like, my gosh.
God, I mean, it's ridiculous. Golden State, what they shot 55% from the field, 55. They had 7 turnovers. Where's the intensity on defense? This team is supposed to be garnered around defense. That's what everyone forgets. Like, this was supposed to be an elite defensive team. Think about it. Like, before this season, you got Joel and Al Horford playing next to each other. Who's even coming into the paint on those two together? And just the way that things have been executed, like you mentioned earlier, it's just I could not have seen it go this south, but this is just bad, man.
It is. It really is. Ryan Carley said, Embiid needs to learn how to use the post to create for others. We as a team need to learn how to handle the double team. I'm done with Brett. I think that's everybody's final thoughts is done with Brett. And to get back on that, the playoff stuff, if the I almost said the Philadelphia Eagles, if the Sixers legitly get beat in the first round, there's no way Elton Brand can have him come back after the expectations that were put on this team. But imagine if we do what some of these people in the chat said. We get to the playoffs, we beat the Celtics or the Heat in the first round, we go on a run, and next you know that solidifies Brett Brown as the future head coach of the Sixers.
Dude, I might have to switch to another team. I might. If Brett ends up returning, think about it. I mean, are we really going to settle for another second round exit? If we win the first round and we get to the second round and we're bounced again 3 years in a row, I can't settle for that as a Philly fan. And I feel like Philly fans deserve so much more because we are the ones that hold our people accountable. But it's sad when our own organization will not even do that for us.
Yeah,
I bet Brett earned it last year, I guess. Going to Game 7, almost taking down the Raptors. But even in that series, and people will never look at it, there were some things that if they just were tweaked a little bit, I think the Sixers win that series. You remember when Joel Embiid didn't want to play that one game, and he had no points? He told Brett Brown he was absolutely sick. He played him, no points.
Yep.
I mean,
what do you think about this one?
Every Sixers fan knows Brett Brown needs to go, but who you want to replace? I feel like at this point in the season, that's hard to say. I feel like, coming down the last stretch and when more roles get opened up, I think that'll be a better time to look at that. But I think anyone is in the running for it. But what I will say is that we cannot get a dude that is inexperienced. We cannot get a dude that does not have a proven resume. We need a guy who has solidified his job in the NBA, knows basketball, and more importantly, is good with character. We can't have a guy that comes in here and, lets Ben Simmons do what he wants. Doesn't get him shooting the ball. A guy that comes in here and is going to let Joel Embiid carry on with his antics and just not at least have that relationship with him, I mean, I see guys on this team, they don't even talk to Brett Brown. They talk more, and I mentioned this before, to Joseph Blair, who is the assistant coach, and after doing research, he is a G League champion from last year. They talk to this guy more than Brett Brown. During timeouts, the guys just ignore Brett. They don't even listen to him. They don't believe in him. They just don't.
I agree. What's it called? When we were coming to when you said that you were switch your teams, he was like switch, and then the Miami Heat fan put in there switch to Miami.
Hey, send me and Joe off to Miami in return.
Oh my goodness.
Send whoever you want. Honestly, you can finesse. You can finesse the Sixers organization at this point. I mean, we traded essentially Jason Tatum for Markelle Fultz. I mean, just bad move after bad move. Send me off to Miami. Send me. Ship me off.
This guy said, Come support TJ. Pacers in 7.
Hey man, I always supported TJ McConnell because of the way because he played hard. That's just what I wanted to see. Every time the dude was on the court, whether it was an inbound off a bucket, whether it was 2 minutes left in a blowout, the dude hustled. That's all I want to see. If our guys aren't producing, at least show me that you care. At least show me there's intensity, hustle. But I just don't see that on this team sometimes. I just don't. And that's why I miss TJ, because we knew he wasn't an NBA player, but he worked hard. He worked hard.
I agree 100% with you on that note. He was the definition of not being an NBA player, but having heart, hustling, always every play, don't take no play off. Little scrappy dude right there.
Yep.
What was Brent Brown thinking? Brown smoking on that last play? Yeah, man, he giving the ball to Korkma, just wrap around. That was a shot that he would have had to create himself. Like, ugh.
He tried the same freaking play from earlier in the season, and okay, that's fine, but I don't know what it is with Korkmaz. He has big feet, man. He just steps out of bounds all the time. I mean, they knew it was coming to Korkmaz. He's the shooter on the court.
Yeah, but the shooter he only had 3 points, and the only bucket he made was in the fourth quarter. He made 1 3. I think he was one of 4 or 1 of 5 or something.
I think you would have had more points against the Warriors tonight. I really do.
Exactly. I mean, again, the way our defense looked too. If Glenn Robinson or Alex Burke was still on the Warriors and started, they would have dropped 30 on us.
Yep. If that one dude said if Curry played tonight, it was a 40 piece in the coming. It was a 40 piece waiting to happen.
Yeah, but so Philly Dream said go get Mark Jackson.
I don't know why the dude has been kind of blackballed for years. I mean,
yeah, right.
Good to be looked at, but I mean, always a possible name when looking at coaching hires. He doesn't get enough credit for what he did with Golden State before Steve Kerr came in and took over. But I think Mark Jackson knows the game.
See, and there it goes. There they come out. RB called. He said you can't be trusted, Larry Bird Celtics. Let's all go to the Celtics. They play hard.
This dude cannot be trusted. He is a Celtics fan in disguise. He is here on this live stream. He is a Celtics fan. He cannot be trusted.
Yeah. Bird Game 114. What is going on? How you doing? Let's see. Oh, this is a really interesting question. I'm gonna let you take it first, RB. Oh no, not that one. What am I talking about?
Who's better, Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons? Oh, man, y'all are hitting me with the tough ones tonight, but
I'm pleading the fifth, so that's all I can say.
I mean, that's hard to say because they play so different. One question that I will get back to after this, I have in my head. But to answer your question, I think they play. They're different players, so it's hard to compare. Who I think provides more for the Sixers team, and I know this will be half and half. To me, it's Ben Simmons. It's just the energy he brings, and it's just when Ben Simmons is not playing, you can feel that presence not there. What he brings an overall presence to the Sixers, and I think we are missing Ben Simmons a lot, and we are missing Joe. Don't get me wrong, but I just think Ben has his potential. Like I said, it's just to the sky, man. Like he starts shooting the ball, you can really build around Ben Simmons. He can do everything.
Yeah. It would be rough. I mean, I'm a big Joel Embiid dude. I love Ben Simmons too. I'd probably lean your way. You got to think of the day and age. Like the basketball is still trying to get away from the centers. They're not going to fully be able to. A guy like Joel Embiid's still going to be able to do what he wants. But you got to think, a guy like Joel Embiid, he's big. He's not going to be able to play into his 30s like a guy like Ben Simmons would be able to. So, Ben Simmons, like I said, it's a big asterisk around if he would ever shoot. But if the dude would shoot, the sky's the limit. I mean, and the one thing about Ben Simmons is he doesn't turn, sometimes he just doesn't play aggressive. I see him just, here, you do what you got to do, Tobias. You do what you got to do, Joel. You do what you got to do, Jay Rich. But when he's aggressive and going to the hole, he's a force to be reckoned with.
He cannot be stopped. When you said, when he turns it on, he cannot be stopped. And that's just where I come back to the system. Because if we have a guy in here like Greg Popovich, Ben Simmons is not going to do that. He's not going to turn it off. Because you know why? He's going to sit. Joel Embiid, he's doing whatever he wants to do. He's going to sit. Al Horford, he's not going to be jacking up threes. I think part of it is a systematic issue, man. But going back to what I was thinking about before, and anyone in the chat, and I want to hear what you got to think about this. But like, do you think Ben and Joel can coexist at this point? That's been a hot topic. I want to hear what you think, man.
I think, the media tries to say that they can't coexist. I believe they can. I think what got the whole coexisting thing as a big question mark was this year. Nobody was talking about that last year or the year before. What brought it up this year was because for the first 50-some games, Al Horford started on that team, and it hampered not only Joel Embiid, it hampered Ben Simmons too. So when it comes down to when the Sixers lose a game, who gets the blame mainly? It's the star players. It's either going to be Brett Brown or you put the loss on the back of Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Even if they had a good game, they get blamed. And I really do think they can coexist. I think the Horford bringing on the court with them hampered both of them to make it look like, okay, the loss got to go on a stars. If the Lakers lose, they're not going to talk about KCP or Kuzma or this guy. They're going to talk about LeBron and AD. That's it. Yep. And when the Sixers lose, they're going to talk about Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. And when you got a guy like Horford who's taken away from their ability to play on the floor the way they want to play, making Joel Embiid shoot too many shots. So now they're saying, well, Joel Embiid's out there shooting, not necessarily because of Ben, because another just an extra big body in there, which Ben is already a big body. Now you got 3 big bodies in there, like you said. But I do believe they can coexist. What do you think?
I agree with you. I definitely think they can coexist. And there's been times where I've been tempted to think they can't, but it just goes back to the system for me. I just need to see them under a different offensive mind. I need to see them under a qualified, solidified NBA head coach before I can make any other adjustments. Because, like you said, the talent of Joel Embiid, like, it's out of this world. It's superstar talent. The talent of Ben Simmons, given whether he can shoot or not, it's out of this world. It's generational type talent. Them two can actually play together for sure. And for the media, they should get right through the coals for trying to make a story, just for a storyline that Ben and Joel can't play. I mean, we're seeing them, have fun together at the All-Star game, and they've been asked multiple times throughout the year, and it's always been the same answer. We are fine. There's no problem. I don't know why people made it out to be an issue that they just don't like each other. I don't know why that seems to happen, with whether it's Jimmy Butler, whether it's these two. I mean, the whole narrative, oh yeah, Jimmy Butler doesn't like Ben Simmons. That's why he left. I don't think that's why. I think there was something deeper than that in terms of the money, or Jimmy just wanted to be his own team. I don't think Jimmy trusted in Brett Brown. And that's me just speaking my opinion. What do you think?
I can see that, yeah, because I mean, I don't think it was ever a player issue. I think it was again, the coach and him relationship, the fact that he loves Miami, he wanted that weather anyways, and he wanted to be the guy. He wants to be the guy, and he knew he was our closer last year. That's what we're missing, a closer. Yep. But even him being our closer, he still knew that it was Joel Embiid's team or Ben Simmons' team. They were the future, and so he got it over there in Miami, and they got some good role players with Bam Adebayo. What's that? The point guard, the rookie, Kendrick Nunn, yeah.
Duncan Robinson. I mean, who are these guys? You would never see a dude like that on the Sixers come out of nowhere and just, play absolutely out of his mind into the starting lineup. You wouldn't see that under Brett Brown's system, but you see it under Eric Spoelstra's system. Yeah. You see it under a guy like, I don't know, Doc Rivers' system. But that doesn't happen here because we don't develop people.
Well, and a lot of guys agree with us. So American Tarmacker said, yes, they can coexist. We got another one says, yes, they can. This is the one that says they don't fit together because Ben refuses to shoot. Joel Embiid has to pass out of double teams to coexist. But we got a lot of people type agreeing with, more people agreeing that they can fit. Let's see what this one says. John A. Honestly, I feel as though Al has been a scapegoat this season. He was never a true star in Boston or Atlanta, but more of a solid base for those teams. It's not his fault Elton spent that much money on him. That is pretty legit. What do you think about it?
First on that one. I'll let you go first.
Yeah. Of course, I think Al Horford gets blamed for something that's out of his control, because I never in any of my videos said Al Horford straight trash. I do say like the defense is not the same. It doesn't look like the defense is the same. And again, he's 33, I think, right? Is that what he is?
Yep.
33. So of course, as age comes, he's going to start to decline a little bit. But it's really not his fault, because this is what is asked of him. Brett Brown is putting him in the game next to Joel Embiid. And the same way I say Joel Embiid is frustrated, probably Al Horford is probably the same frustrated. Like, listen, when I was on the Celtics, I had a bunch of guards. I played with Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, Kyrie Irving, or another point guard, Terry Rozier, Jason Tatum. These guys, that's why I could pick and pop. I played with a bunch of guards. Now I'm playing with Joel Embiid, who wants to be in the block and get the ball. I'm playing with Ben Simmons, who wants to score down low. So, yes, Elton Brand paid for him, and Brett Brown is not using him right. So I do get frustrated with Horford, but it's more Brett Brown's fault than Al Horford. I feel bad for the guy too. We're ruining him.
Yeah, man, I gotta agree with both of you. And to me, like you said, it's really not Al's fault. I mean, the guy. Yeah, he was paid the money. He's going to go for the most money he can get. But it's like you said, I don't think he believes in the system he's been put in. Just take a look back to the first game of the season. I was so impressed with how the Sixers played in the first game this year against Boston. Guys were on their toes. They were ready to go. They were playing elite defense. Now, fast forward 40, 50 games. And it's like every night we're just struggling to even not allow a guy from getting inside the paint. I've had a hard time this season believing that it's Al Horford's decline. I mean, obviously all signs are kind of pointing as we go that he is declining, but I just don't think it's been as much of a drop as people see. And like you said, it's not his fault. It's more the system he's been put in. I don't think he came here expecting to be a stretch four, to be a freaking 3-point shooter. Brad Stevens always drew up something for him, whether he was, pick and rolling with the guards, or whether, when they needed a bucket, he would come inside and post up and get a bucket. But it's just the difference in the system is drastic. And it just goes to show Brad Stevens is a good coach. Brett Brown is not. And I would not put as much blame on Al Horford as we have. But he's got to play better. I got to see more energy out of him. I really do.
This next question is for you.
Sixers are done, RB. Let's go Flyers, 9 in a row. Yo, I've been happy watching the Flyers. It's actually bringing me some joy. You know why? They play hard. They play.
They play.
The Flyers are on a run right now. I gave up for a few years on the Flyers because they were just the classic Philly team, Get your expectations up, stab you in the heart. But the Sixers, I'm sorry, not even the Sixers. The Flyers are the best team in Philadelphia right now. Think about that. I never thought those words would come out of my mouth.
I know, right?
Flyers are gaining the most attention in Philadelphia.
And
I might switch to a Flyers fan. I might just watch Flyers games the rest of the year and just do Flyers vids. Honestly.
Yeah. My problem is I don't really know nothing about hockey. That's
I know a decent amount. I used to play NHL, the video game, but hockey to me is just those guys. You just gotta hustle. You skate down the ice, and you gotta be a team in hockey. You gotta be a team.
I know Broads does all the Philly sports.
Yep.
Sports talk with Bros. He actually just followed me on Twitter, and he had that one video on Twitter where he was going crazy for the Flyers winning. He does them all though. He stays up to date with the Phillies and the Flyers.
He actually just followed me on Twitter too. That's pretty funny. And I saw that video. It was funny. Even Mark Zumoff actually commented back at him on that. It was funny.
Oh yeah, I did see that as well. Francisco, Ben, and Joel should run more pick and rolls. Yeah, they just need to. Right now, we just need them to get back. To be honest, we need them back. Sixers, like I said, I won't give up. I will not give up on the Sixers until we're fully out. So like we're going to make the playoffs. We all know that because the East is trash. And I mean, look at the eighth spot is under 500 in the East, I believe, right? Orlando, they're under 500 and they're the eighth seed or something like that.
Yep.
And so we're going to make the playoffs. And so if we get beat, then of course season's over. It is. But until then, I always put the Sixers game on with expectations we can win because we've proven that we can beat any team, and at the same time we can lose to any team. So with all that being said, it's like, my goodness, you just never know what you're going to get with this team. But winning in the playoffs could just really let Elton Brand keep Brett Brown. Like, we get to the Eastern Conference Finals and losing Game 7, then what?
You make a great point. Then what? Like, how do you even go forward with that? Do we bring Brett back another year and, sometime next year we sign a big free agent, maybe trade out Horford, and what? We're 12, 15 games above 500, and then what happens? We're underperforming again? Brett makes it to the playoffs again? What happens? Like, where is the line? Like, where do you put your foot down and say, enough is enough? This guy is not going to win a championship here. I don't see Brett as being a dude that can win a championship here. And I don't know why it's taken so long for them to stick on his back.
Yeah, I agree. Tyler Ballweber. Brent can't have Tobias running point guard. The last 3 minutes stretch, Tobias was holding the ball too long. Yeah, he did have the ball too long. And then as soon as he kicked it out of his hand, he demanded the ball right back. But
hey, Mike, have you noticed, man, like Tobias, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me, but like he'll go off for 40 or like 30 or 40 against like the Knicks. But like other games, or whether it's on the road, he can't shoot. Like some nights, like how do you just not show up? But some nights you're ecstatic, you're ready to go, energized. Like when Tobias drives, and the nights I'm talking about, he cannot be stopped. He's putting it up and it's going in. No, like you just know, or he's shooting a three and it's going in, But some nights, like tonight, I just how?
Yeah. If we could rank the top 10 most inconsistent players, he's probably one of them because, like you said, one game, the dude got the mid-range, he got the drive to the basket, he can pull from three, and then you got the next game where he can't buy a bucket. And he just got that. He's like that in between. He got like it looks like he's in slow motion. He got that. I don't know, but again, as a max player, we expect him to be a guy that can contribute, especially when Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons is down. And like I said, the heart we showed against the Lakers and the Clippers on the road was impressive without Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, but this game was not. I mean, a loss is a loss. It still goes in the column, but to lose like this, even on the road, this could have been our first back-to-back road win since November. Like, that's a long time to not have back-to-back home runs. It's crazy. Like you said, it's sad. The Flyers are the best thing in Philadelphia right now, especially with all the expectations we had for the Sixers.
It's unbelievable. Like, we finally win a road game, and that's the one I don't even know if I expected us to beat the Kings. I thought we would beat the Warriors. Come off this trip, maybe 1-3. I was hoping for at least or possibly 2-2. That would have made me feel really good going forward. But like you just got to look at it at an overall perspective. Like this team is 10-24 on the road. That cannot happen.
Yeah.
do they not talk about these things in the meetings? Like, what do you do to get your guys up on the road? Because there's the talent. We have more talent than these teams on the road. Obviously, not the Lakers and the Clippers and stuff. They showed me gut those games. They play hard, effort. But games like this, how do you just let them slip off like this? There's no answers.
Yeah. No, don't bring back Brett Brown. He's just like Chip Kelly. But Brett Brown is Chip Kelly 2.0. Yeah. I mean, it's rough. Well, we'll probably do like a couple more minutes and then we'll probably end this. Like I said, I do believe the Sixers are going to be. I do believe we could compete in the East with a healthy Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Again, even when our team is healthy, we have to be home for us to compete, but we will get some home games, and we just need to steal one road game. I just never seen a team go this night and day from road games to home games. It's just really, really bad. But, we get this first round exit if – then Brett Brown really will be dealt with. There's no denying it then. Like a team that was now again, here's another thing. So we either make a run and we keep Brett Brown because of the run, or Ben Simmons never comes back this year because his back has more complications than we want. Joel Embiid, somehow something happens to him. And then so Brett Brown gets a pass because Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons weren't there. And that's the reason why we lost, who knows?
Yep.
Oh, man.
I mean, Joel, I think they said he's supposed to come back on Wednesday against the Pistons. I mean, hopefully. Ben Simmons, we have no clue. Obviously, the Sixers, they like to hide things and, not really tell us what's going on. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about Ben. I don't know if he's going to come back for the playoffs. I mean, usually when they keep things like this, they don't give a timetable. It's usually – that doesn't look too well, but I don't want him to get hurt or get more of a significant injury if he's just not feeling well. I don't even know what happened. I mean, I remember the game. First it was the All-Star break, and then took that hard hit, and then he was in the post. Like, what? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that hard hit he took in the All-Star game really did it, and then just what that game against the Bucks, he just like reheard it. But the lower back is not it's a bad area that stuff can linger easily. So,
and he's a durable guy,
Yeah, I mean, this guy is a hustle. He got a lot of hustle in him. He's other than that injury he had in the beginning of his career, he's been a durable dude who you can play 40 minutes per night. He Energizer Bunny on him. He just doesn't stop. But American Tarmacker said Ben Simmons, Shake Milton, Alex Burke, Glenn Robinson, and Joel Embiid should be the starting five. Interesting. What would be your starting five if you can pick the starting five for the rest of the season?
Man, that's a good question. I would have to go. Let's see. I would probably go with, if considering everyone came back healthy, I would probably go with what we were talking about earlier. So probably Shake Milton, Josh Richardson, Tobias, Ben, and Joe. Or another lineup, and I saw, a couple people talking about this, that would be interesting if we moved Josh Richardson to the bench. So Ben Simmons, at the 2, we could either play Shake or maybe Alec Burks, Glenn Robinson, Tobias, and then Joel Embiid. I don't know what it is, but we need more. We need production, steady production out of our bench. I think Thibault, I mean, he's a heck of a defender, but he can't really be in the starting lineup because the shooting has not been there. Korkmaz, need to see more out of him. But I would probably keep Alec Burks on the bench for now, and Glenn Robinson's iffy with me. But I got to see how Josh Richardson is,
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I think it's that thing. I could see, like you said, Josh Richardson coming off the bench and doing something like a Lou Will, because listen, I mean, like, how did Clippers use Lou Will, who was a Sixer? Imagine if we had him still. The Lou Will comes off the bench as the sixth man, but by the time the game's over, he plays as many minutes as the starters, if not more, and it's just you get that instant offense because I've seen the Sixers do this time and time again. They start out the game hot because they got Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons in there. Everybody's doing what they're doing. And then Joel Embiid always goes out like in the first 5 minutes, so he gets that break in the first quarter. And as many times that Joel Embiid goes out and then we're up 10, and by the time Joel Embiid comes back in, it's tie game or something along them lines.
Yeah, man. I mean, like you said, it's all about role. Like, I think dudes have to embrace their role. Some guys are just not focused when it's their time to shine, and that hurts.
Yeah. John A. had a question for you, RB. Go ahead. You can answer it.
Big East tournament, Seton Hall, Nova, or Creighton? That's a good question. Obviously, being a little biased, I'm going to go with my boys, the Nova Wildcats. Shout out Eric Pascal, still torching Philly in some way. But I think all three of them are good teams. Seton Hall with Miles Powell, obviously probably going to be either a lottery pick or at least a first-round pick. Creighton, usually we saw today, they beat Seton Hall. They're a tough team. I think the Big East is interesting this year. And I'm ready for March Madness. How about you? You big March Madness fan?
Yeah. My brackets never turned out the way I wanted to, but I always mess with it.
I'm ready for some March Madness, man. Those games are exciting.
What's it called? So and you're big on fantasy too. Like you do do you play fantasy at all? Like at least football and stuff?
Yeah, I got into it recently, but I've definitely been working on that too.
That's good. Look at this. Jen, K-Town Williams. Cavs beat the Nuggets. And Look at this. The Kings beat the Blazers. Look at that.
Wow. Well,
we ain't the only good team that got beat by a trash team today.
I don't know what the heck's going on in the NBA. The freaking Pelicans, like you said, beat the Heat last night. And it's just, that's what I mean. It's like night in, night out in the NBA. You just don't know what you're going to get. Always a surprise.
I agree 100%. All right. You got any other things we want to touch base before we I
guess we can just take the last couple minutes and just I don't know, man. Like the way I feel about this is like everyone deserves blame for where we're at right now. But like anyone out there, like don't give this man Brett Brown or Elton Brand, don't give them a pass. They deserve to hear it all tonight. I don't want to hear anyone come out and say we didn't have enough talent to win this game because it's been a systematic issue for quite some time. And it's time that we realize that this team will not go anywhere until we get the right person in here. We're just going to be left disappointed. And I think all of us are finally coming together and realizing it, like it's time. It is time. What you think?
I agree. I mean, and again, we all know Philly fans can get a little bit, we can live in the moment, but it's not the moment. It's been the season. It's not just one moment. Once everybody can see it, Elton Brand has no choice. But I mean, like, there's no way he can't see something that we didn't see. I mean, we don't get paid to run a team. We don't get paid. We're not supposed to know as much as these guys. And it looks like, Elton Brand, like you say, you love to say he just keeps looking at his phone and all this stuff.
Dude, I mean, the guy, like, I feel like it's a joke at this point. Like, I feel like one of us could put together a better offensive philosophy than Brett has put together. Guys are lost on this team. This team should be like, this is where we're at, and we should be way up here. Mm-hmm. Expectations have not even been near enough from what we've seen this year. It's not good. It's not good enough. And in a city like this, I mean, you can go be a fan of whatever city you want, but like in Philadelphia, we hold our people accountable. We know that, and you just know it from being a Philly fan.
And that's one of the things Ben Simmons says, that that's why we don't lose at home. We don't want to get booed.
Yeah, damn right. And they deserve to get booed. They should be getting booed when they come back home, just for how bad they play on the road. They should hear 5 minutes of boos, just for how bad they're coming out on the road.
I agree.
I just don't get it.
But yeah, today was the day of the upsets. You said, like we said, we had the Cavs beat the Cavs won, the Kings won, Charlotte beat Houston. Oh my goodness.
Yep. Wow. I mean, everyone at this point.
Tobias Harris needs to set down. I mean, yeah, I know a lot of people feel some way about Tobias because of what he's getting paid, and I mean, you guys got the right to say that, But in the NBA, you do overpay for a lot of people in this NBA, so it is what it is. It's a fair line of what you can keep and
We
whatnot.
definitely got to talk soon about how we can fix this going forward. Like, not just from like a coaching standpoint, but like players as well. Because
Yeah.
I got some ideas in mind,
Yeah, the dream setup would be having Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and a bunch of shooters. That's what they need, because both these guys are dominant forces. Ben Simmons can drive to the basket at will. Joel Embiid can do whatever he wants, and then you got shooters on the outside, so they can't double these guys. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep. And I'm still waiting for Ben to take that level. You know what I mean? Like that next step. Like he's one step away from being the dude that people like the box office type of dude.
yeah,
And is almost there. He just needs to shoot the ball. Like you said, who cares if you go 0 for 8 in a game? Who cares? Just shoot the ball.
shoot the ball.
If we're up 20 to the freaking Cavs, I mean, we probably wouldn't know in this team, but if we're up 20 points, just shoot the ball, Ben. What are you waiting for? The
Yeah,
2 plays they drew up this year for Ben Simmons, I repeat, 2 plays. He hit a 3 both times. The one against the Knicks and the one against the Cavs. And it's sad those are imprinted in my brain because that's all we got to see. The only other things I see are in practice. And he's drilling threes.
That's what makes me mad when I see these drilling the threes on practice and that mixtape he made, or not he made, but someone made in the off season. I was like, my God, this guy's gonna shoot, and then he just changed his mind. He's like, never mind.
He's heard the noise. I'm telling you, he's heard the noise all around. The Sixers didn't win a championship. Ben needs to take that next level. He's heard the noise.
Yo, did you see Aaron Baines?
Oh, last night? I mean, dude, unbelievable.
He dropped 37, and I think how many he made, like 7 threes or something like that.
I think it was 9 threes,
9
right?
threes.
Like 7 or 9 threes, and he hit a step back. I was like, another dude I hated playing with Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I just despise Boston.
Yeah, me too. I don't like him at all. Real quick, Nick Jur said, "Who y'all got winning the championship?"
You want to take it or me?
You can go first.
At this point in time, it's hard to say it. But honestly, I have a feeling that the Lakers are going to pull one out. And I think they're going to play Milwaukee, honestly. But I just think LeBron is ready to get another one. And I think pairing Anthony Davis with LeBron, you can talk about whoever else they have on that team. But the way LeBron is playing, and it deserves to be recognized more. I remember they were trying to say LeBron was getting to that point where he's washed. No. Yeah, LeBron is playing out of his mind for 35 years old. And I think when it comes down to the playoffs, Giannis will be able to stop both of them boys.
Nah.
LeBron and Anthony Davis.
I'm gonna agree with you. If I'm not gonna be biased, I'm gonna think it's the Lakers. I just think that they haven't been able to beat the Clippers. Hey, that game is tomorrow too, but they haven't been able to beat the Clippers. But when it comes down to it, I think the Lakers will find a way with the whole Kobe Bryant thing. LeBron James needing to get some more finals wins. The dude is balling. It's either gonna be him or the Greek Freak for MVP this year. How about in the Lakers and Sixers game when he had that 3 at the logo almost? He just pulled up on us.
Dude,
on his
that was just rubbing it in. Like
yeah.
we knew he was good, and like we knew like this season he was out to prove everyone. But damn, LeBron, that was 2 games in a row he did it too. From the logo, 35. I have a bold prediction, and that is that LeBron will play with his son. Whatever city it's in, LeBron will play for a year with Bronny James Jr.
That would be lovely. I agree. That would be something nice to see. Let me see what this one is. I would like to see that. King of LA. I feel like Alex Burke is not good player though. He's like a Jordan Clarkson, not Utah version. He's solid this year. Yeah. He is taking many dumb shots and getting many fake stats. What you guys thinking?
I think it's hard to make that comparison. I mean, I understand it, but then again, like whether you're talking, I feel like the Golden State Alec Burks is completely different from what we've seen from the Sixers Alec Burks, and it's not really his fault. The guy went from playing 30 minutes a game, averaging 16 off the bench, to playing what, maybe 15 minutes sometimes, 20, sometimes 10, 12. He hasn't been able to get in that consistent groove. I think Alec Burks should be dribbling, off a screen, taking a jump shot. He can make those shots. I don't know why it's not designed for him to do that. He has taken some stupid shots. He has looked bad in sometimes. But I think there's more to see from Alec Burks, and I want him to play more minutes, more than Raul Neto.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Alex Burke, when he was with the Jazz too, he was good. I think he just had a bunch of injuries and he couldn't stay on the court. But I see what he's saying though with some dumb shots sometimes. But again, I just think it's the situation we put him in. He's like, damn, I only get 15 minutes. So when I'm on the court, I'm going to shoot that ugly shot because I don't know when I'm going to get back on the court. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't go over Brett Brown's house all the time like Neto does. I don't get that.
Dude, Raul Neto is not like – he should not be getting the minutes he's got. I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah. AR, I like the collab. Been a nag thing. Just sub the Philly Talk podcast. Props to both. Appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to be ending this shortly, but we got a couple people in here. If you are not subbed to me, of course, go check my channel out, watch my stuff. If you like it, hit that subscribe button. I will never tell someone to sub blindly. And the same thing with RB. If you're watching this and you're not subbed to him, he is a up-and-coming baller when it comes to YouTube. Right now, he's crushing this Sixer stuff. I mean, he never misses a post game, no matter how late it was the other night. Game had to end probably 12:30. This man still got his video out. True trooper when it comes to getting that Sixers content out. And like you said, once the Eagles season comes, a lot of people who subscribe to my channel as Eagles fans, I could just tell the way he talks Sixers, he's going to know his Eagles stuff as well. So definitely sub him up. But real quick to get on to this, when we answered the question of who we thought was going to win the championship, some people chimed in. So
hey, man. And shout out to everyone that's still in here, man. Y'all are some real ones for sure.
Yeah.
And sub up to my mic too.
An hour 42, man. I'm dead tired. What time is it right now?
Almost 1.
I don't know. My phone died. But yeah, so the team is all backwards, but where did it start? So American Tarmacker said the Clippers, they think the Clippers are going to beat the Lakers, I guess. And then you got David Lopez, Clippers versus Bucks, Clippers win. He said again, whoever wins tomorrow is the answer. That's interesting. That is interesting. Like I said, the Clippers do present a challenge because that team can really get at it on the defensive side of the ball when they want to with Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Trez, Pat Bev. They're really.
I'm really hoping for an Eastern Conference Finals with the Clippers and Lakers. That will be some special basketball. They won't have to leave Los Angeles. You will have star on star. And Kawhi, we all saw it. Kawhi said, I'm not coming to join you guys. It's going to be too easy. I'm taking over the other team in LA. I'm making that my team. We are coming. That will be some special basketball. Playoff Kawhi Leonard on LeBron.
Yeah. I mean, he did a great job. He did as much as he could to try to stop LeBron when he was a young boy in the Spurs. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, LeBron still got his 28 and stuff, but it was a hard 28. It was a real hard 28. That's going to be a really good series. It's going to be a good series. I could easily see it going 7, but the way LeBron's trying to get this, if Kawhi beats him, my goodness, I mean, that's the ultimate disrespect to play the Lakers how they did. Like, the Lakers really thought they were going to land Kawhi Leonard. Like you said, he just says, nope, I'm going to get PG. I'm going to make this power move. I'm going to show the NBA that, you know what I mean? I might like to load manage but I'm a monster, and it's gonna be tough.
I wish the freaking like Sixers had that kind of luck. I remember watching free agency. It was remarkable. And the Clippers were that one team that waited out the whole free agency. They banked all their chips on getting Kawhi. Not only did they get him on the same night, they got Paul George. They banked both of them. And when for Philly, you know, when free agency starts, I see JJ Redick go off, Jimmy Butler goes off. We sign Al Horford, we re-sign Tobias. Look how that's turned out. I mean,
yeah, that's rough. And remember when LeBron was a free agent and he was considering Philly?
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Like people really thought LeBron would bring his kids to Philly schools, and you know he wanted the Boulevard. You know, he wanted Sunset Drive. That's what LeBron wanted. He wanted to be a celebrity.
Yeah, he's getting ready for Space Jam too.
Yep. Hey man, I'm telling you, Bronny James Jr. in a couple years, that kid is special. It will be a first father-son duo. Just how Austin Rivers and Doc Rivers, that was a head coach and player combo. LeBron's coming with his son.
Yeah. That would be something to see. You know, that would be the first time that ever happened, right?
Yep.
He said, "Bang, big earthquake." Yeah, it was crazy. The day that Paul George went over there too, there was a legit earthquake on the West Coast too. That's I think. Great. But yeah. So we about to get up out of here. Like I said, for everybody who stayed in the chat, an hour and 45 minutes. It's a long stream. Appreciate all you guys. Like you said, whoever's not subscribed to either of us, go check us out. See what you think. Click on the video, watch it. If you like it, hit that button. It always helps out. Oh wow, let's see this one. Houston winning it. MC Legit coming out with an underdog. Houston. He said Russell Westbrook and James Harden is going to take it.
I can't see that, man. I can't. They got rid of all their big men. All small ball lineup.
Yo, yeah, they got a 6'6" center and PJ Tucker.
They thought Robert Covington was the answer. How about that, Philly? Robert Covington?
I know, right? My goodness.
What's the guy with the beard channel?
Yeah, what's the guy with the beard channel's name? His name is it's the Run It Back podcast with DJ Eastwood. So yeah, we're definitely gonna be able to do a 3-piece, probably the next stream, maybe. So, we'll get something going soon. I'll hit up DJ. We went live one time, but yeah, we definitely get it going. All three of us in here talking Sixers basketball.
That would be crazy, man. We should definitely run that up.
Yeah, we'll run that back. No problem.
Nice one.
Real quick, this one said Houston are like the Sixers. They stink. That hurts, but it's kind of true. All right. Well, you got any finishing touches before we get up off here?
Sixers fans, you have a right to be disappointed. Brett Brown stinks. He sucks. All right. Don't ever come on my videos again trying to defend Brett. He's not it. He's just not it. Tonight was like the icing on the cake, man. Disappointing, pathetic. How do you blow that? How do you defend that? I can't believe it's just disgusting at this point. That's all I got. Well, I'll catch you on the next one. I don't know.
I agree with everything you said, man. He stinks. The only hope I got is that Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons come in and come back and we win in spite of Brett Brown because it just talent takes over and just does what it got to do. But I won't hold my breath. Vance Maxwell, Joe YouTube Nabe, y'all follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I'll definitely check you out, bro. But until next time, for everyone in here, like I said, appreciate all you guys. Me and RB will be doing some more live streams for you guys, especially once we start getting the playoff live streams are going to be tough, especially if we're winning games. It'll be a good time.
Big if.
Big if, yeah. So until next time, peace, bros.